Just moments ago, the mother of Brian Vasquez stood before a judge and was ordered held without bail. She's facing serious charges of second-degree cruelty to juveniles and negligent homicide in the death of her son. Good evening, and thanks for watching. I'm Katie Moore.
And I'm Cherise Gibson. So this is what we just learned in court. Prosecutors argued Brian's death last month and past accusations of child neglect show she's a danger to her surviving children. Now, they pushed for her to be held without bail, which the judge granted. Vasquez's defense pushed for a low bond, arguing at worst that she made a serious mistake, and they were, however, able to get her moved from Plaquemines Parish back to Orleans Parish Jail. Meanwhile, new details we uncovered show Brian was last seen hours before his mom reported him missing.
Yeah, and for weeks, the timeline of that day has been really full of holes. That is until now. Alyssa Curtis pieces together the day and tells us more about Brian's recent history of escaping.
The day Brian Vasquez went missing, he was left at home with no adult supervision and hadn't been checked on for hours. That's according to an arrest affidavit for his mom, Hilda Vasquez. In the days since he went missing, NOPD and WWL Louisiana have been trying to piece together what happened.
Our detectives will continue to pursue every fact and every aspect.
Up until now, we've known that Brian went missing Thursday, August 14th, around 5 a.m. He was seen a few times between 5 and 6:30 a.m. on neighborhood surveillance camera, and his mom, Hilda Vasquez, called police around 10 a.m. Now, documents we obtained plug some of those gaps. According to documents, the night before, on Wednesday, August 13th, around 8 p.m., Hilda Vasquez, quote, gave Brian an unknown brand of melatonin sleep aid. Around 3 a.m., the morning of August 14th, Hilda was, quote, awakened by her newborn and heard Brian in the kitchen. Documents say she put Brian back to bed. Then, documents say Hilda initially reported she did not know what time she woke up, saying it was sometime around 6 a.m. Documents say she later changed her statement to say she set an alarm between 7 and 7:30 a.m. and elected not to bring Brian or his sister to school. According to the document, she took her 6-year-old to school around 7:50 a.m. and brought her newborn along, quote, leaving Brian and his 11-year-old sister home alone with no adult supervision. According to documents, Hilda stated she, quote, did not check on Brian before leaving, assuming he was still asleep. She allegedly returned home and went straight to her room without checking on Brian. The documents say around 10 a.m. she called for her 11-year-old daughter to run an errand with her. That's when Hilda's daughter allegedly told her Brian was missing. The affidavit reports Hilda called 911 around 10:20 a.m. and said on the phone, quote, I do not know when he escaped, but I'm just now finding out. And she said the last time she saw him was around 3 a.m. Documents also state Hilda said at one point on the call, quote, I have been checking on him, but today I don't know when he escaped. Documents also outline Brian went missing twice recently. On August 1st, he was found by police after he escaped in the early morning hours, and he was found by a neighbor in the evening hours of August 4th. That incident was not reported to police. This more detailed timeline of events and past cases of abuse will likely be used if this case goes to trial. Alyssa Curtis, WWL Louisiana.
And so far, we do not have a date yet for Vasquez's next hearing.